The challenge, how to play over a fast bluegrass song. I know you fiddle players are like, no, that's not fast, that's nothing. Let's dig into this. So my first tip would be if you're at a jam or a session and someone launched into a super fast tune and you can't keep up, don't play. Sit it out. It's no problem. It's absolutely fine. No shame in knowing your limitations and not playing. I once saw a clip of Clifftop Festival, which is the biggest sort of fiddlers convention in the States. I've never been there. I know a lot of people that have, but I saw a sign that said, for I think it was in a jam tent, and it said, if you don't know what you're doing, do nothing. That's pretty good advice, right? Next tip, if you do want to play, do something simple. Try comping, play some chords. Now you might want to slow down the track for this. So the initial track that I played was 160 BPM. I'm going to go down to 120. Be the mandolin, find that chop. What's your volume? Do be aware when you're comping of volume levels. Obviously, if the singer's singing, you don't want to be so loud that you're playing and it's over everyone else. Your volume will depend on how loud the band is playing. So you've got to be listening to what's going on. Bluegrass is listening music. You're really listening to people around you. You can play more open. You might want to put some hand effects to give it a little bit of extra punch. Or you can mute, of course. Could be very useful if you're playing into a microphone and those chords are sounding a little bit raspy. This way you're still playing, you're still involved, you're still working in with the session, right? Of course you don't have to play the offbeat, you can play on the beat. You can use tongue blowing. Put some nice little syncopated riffs in as well. We can learn a lot from the great bluegrass harmonica player Mike Stevens, played 300 times at the Grand Ole Opry. When asked about him getting into bluegrass harmonica in an interview, he said, a bluegrass band is like a huge drum kit. How can I push and pull in a context that adds something rhythmically or that makes you feel differently? That was the first way I approached it. I didn't even think melody or notes or anything. It was from a percussive standpoint. I slowly started to build patterns based on banjo and mandolin and then incorporate fiddle lines. I distinctly tried to do things that were the harmonica's strengths. I didn't try and play melodies that I found difficult on harmonica, but rather lean on what it can do. I've included a link to the Mike Stevens interview in the description. So knowing our limits, play minimally, working to the strengths of the instrument, trying to lock into some of these rhythms that are going on. This is really key to getting into the bluegrass groove. So we're stepping up to 140 BPM. And talking of knowing our limits, I think it's really important to think about subdivisions here. So we could try playing super fast licks, diddle little 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 dabba da 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 little at the speed of the fiddle or the banjo. But if that's too difficult, great if you can do that, sure, use your chops, use whatever skills you have. But why not take it down to the next slower subdivision? Nothing wrong with that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So I'll just play some lines, mostly quarter notes and eighth notes. You'll notice I slipped in a few 16th notes there. So knowing what you've got to work with, even see at that speed, you can play some nice lines like that. Listen to Jimmy Fadden from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. He plays a lot of kind of simple country bluegrass style. And then you can mix if you've got some nice little licks. You know, 16th notes, mix them in. Stepping up to 160, I'm going to use these quarter notes and eighths and really put some effects on them to get maximum drama and emotion. going up to 180 BPM. I'm really going to have to work with my limitations here, comping, long notes for drama. I might try and sneak a little 16th note lick in and see if I can get away with it. Let's see what happens. Woo! There, the faster we get, the more I have to rely on simple riffs, slower subdivisions, little repetitive licks that I know. I'm playing a lot safer. I might duck out more, play more rhythm, try and find these little phrases that I'm very comfortable with, and then try these things yourselves. Put on some backing tracks. The joy nowadays is you can go on YouTube, and I just found bluegrass backing tracks from 100 right up to 180. Start slow, increase the speed as you go, listen to as many bluegrass recordings as you can, fast tunes, listen to what the harmonica's playing. If you're trying to copy the fiddle and the banjo, they're often going to play very fast notes. That can also be good for your playing, so it's up to you to choose the approach that works for your technique, your limitations, and the things that you're interested in. So I just wanted to say thanks everybody for watching these videos. Thanks for all your support, all your comments and encouragement. If you want more of this kind of stuff, do check out my bluegrass and country courses, levels 1 and 2, and my bluegrass in-depth lessons. I'll see you for another video very soon. Take care.